subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
All right, we in the building. We're in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause to you. We are indeed in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to have you guys in here, ready to chop up game as we always do. And if you can be so kind, ladies and gentlemen, to give me a retweet. Give the space a retweet and let everybody know that we are indeed live in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And before I get started, let me shout out to a lot of the regulars in here, people in here piling up very early, and I love it. That means it's going to be a nice broadcast. So let me shout out some of the regulars. We have Breadhead TV, Marquise, Zay, Julius, Kenny, Black Lion, Lisa Flo, Uncle P, Av, Damon, FBA, Carolina, Mississippi, Big Herbs, Melanin. We got Beanie. Oh, so many people in here. On code November 5th. More Melanin. We got Sheba Kita. FBA said in the building. Ivy World. King Troy 666. Brother Elijah in the building. Monsoon in the building. Percy Earl in the building. FBA Chuck. FBA Lamont. FBA Mike. We got FBA Town Business in here. We got Ronnie. Oh man, the Black Receipt. Rondon Asaru. Love I Am. Everybody's in Highland. Noel. Miss Skyline. Grinds TV. Juicy. Nas. Brother Raheem. Ernez. Wayne Dresky in the building. Respect. All right. Zattern X in the building. Respect to you. So anyway, while everybody's retweeting, I got to talk about the main thing. There was a story from News One. Did y'all see the thing I retweeted? I retweeted a story from News One. That's Roland's old stomping grounds. Basically, they are a satellite for the Democrats. We know that. That's one of them boule sites. That's a satellite for the damn Democrats. They act like, quote, black media, but they're really Democrats cheerleaders. Their job is to basically get black society on board, to shame black society, and to prime black society into going along with any Democrat program or all the Democrat shenanigans. So News One, they put out a hit piece about the black grassroots family. Oh, they put out a little old janky hit piece, and it's such a lazy hit piece. This clearly came from the white handlers at the DNC. These people are one-trick ponies. So basically, the article says FBA, ADOS, and misinformation within the black community. As we head towards the 2026 midterm elections, it's important to be discerning about whose information and advice you consume. You could be listening to the wrong people. So they're already trying to get in front of the midterms, family, which I told you guys this was going to happen. I already told you, I warned everybody, you're about to start seeing a lot of hit pieces on the foundation of Black American grassroots. You're about to see it heavy. They're going to get in front of it because they know what happened the last time. We made the Democrats crash and burn. They know it. I told y'all what they were going to do. So this is not shocking. We're just reiterating what we've been saying and what we've been knowing. They know that we crashed them out last time. So now they're trying to get in front of it early, which I told you. So the article goes on to say elections have consequences. It's almost cliche at this point. Something said either before an election to rally the troops to the polls or after losing an election. It's an introspection point wherein comparing the contrasting political policies, the stark reality between the actions of the victor and the promises of the defeated candidate is made clear, not just to the losers, but also to the winners too. That's what we're seeing in Washington, D.C., particularly in the Southeast section. Black folks are being harassed from everything from smoking weed on their stoop, which is D.C., it's legal. Um, da, 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 da. It says, unless you're in Section 8 housing, which means you're under federal authority, where you can lose your home to simply recording the mass presence of the National Guard, FBI, DEA, and DC police marching through the streets. Black neighborhoods are under a siege. And I'll bet even former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, the most popular champion of stop and frisk and broken window policies, where is it? In the country, must be impressed. In America, our politics lie on a philosophical spectrum. At the polls are communism on the left, which I can't find that many adherents to in 2025, and fascism on the right, where we can discover enthusiasts throughout the current Trump administration. Okay. Let me skip down because this person is doing a lot of word salad. There's a lot of word salad here. However, in the 2024 election, it wasn't about the center. It was about an existential threat to Black people, a clear choice between a normal political candidate in Kamala Harris for the Democrat Party and a criminal felon who has been found liable for sexually assault in Donald Trump and the GOP. For rational people, even if you didn't like Harris's policies or if you didn't know a single thing about her policies, the choice for president should have been an easy thinking process. Which one of these candidates would I trust around my family? A Black woman with the cackling laugh or the white guy with more criminal indictments than we have fingers and toes and whose best friend is a pedophile? Okay, okay. I wouldn't trust my kid with no damn Kamala Harris, who ain't, she's not foundational Black American. She's a damn East Indian. She's a damn East Indian. I wouldn't trust her around my kids. Kamala Harris sat up here talking about locking up kids and their parents for being tardy at school and was cackling about it. I damn sure don't want my kids around her. Y'all act like we don't know Kamala Harris out here in California. You act like we don't know that woman's track record. Okay, let me read on with this. It says, for the majority of Black people, even with slippage among some Black male voters enticed by the notion of embracing misogyny, an approximation to power, and who are transactional in their philosophy, we saw the threat and voted accordingly. There was one group of loud and wrong Black folks who populated social media telling Black people not to vote or to vote for everything except the top of the ballot, because in their eyes, if the Republican and Democrat parties were snakes, then it didn't matter who was in office. Foundational Black Americans and ADOS folks. If you're reading this, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with this crowd. Yeah, I know that they're technically two different groups under two different leaders, but I don't particularly care about their particulars or their leaders. Their ideology of xenophobia, fetishization of ancestry and lineage, and the distraction that they use to divide Black people upon whether or not one's ancestry is tied to slavery is a white supremacist dream. It's almost as if the long serving FBI chief, J. Edgar Hoover, rose from the dead and sent a COINTELPRO 2.0 battle plan to a group of gullible Black people. That's y'all, by the way. That's you guys. You guys are the gullible Black people. You notice that Boule crowd. You guys are always dumb. The general Black population is just dumb. If you don't do what they say, you're dumb. You a stupid fool. You're gullible. It's always that. That's that rolling. Y'all stupid ass fools. You didn't vote for Kamala with your dumb ass. Everything. Y'all just everybody's dumb. that talking down to people. This is why y'all lost, by the way. Democrats, I know you're listening. This is why you lost. That crazy ass talking down to the constituents. That's not a winning strategy. I don't know why the white DNC, your paymasters tell y'all that. I don't yeah, I don't know why what makes y'all think that's the move, that's the lick. But that talking down, constantly talking down to the voter base, that's backfiring. People ain't going for that no more. But y'all get the gist. I don't even know if I want to read the rest of it. Listen, let me skip through some more. It's the same old hit piece talking points that comes from the DNC, trying to frame everybody as a group. And again, they do this thing where they conflate foundational Black Americans with ADOS. ADOS is a dead brand. ADOS is a dead brand. People generally just don't use that term. It's a dead brand. People don't use it. That's a self-proclaimed group with self-proclaimed leaders. So the DNC, they keep deliberately trying to make foundational Black American and ADOS synonymous by deliberately lying, talking about group and leaders. And as we know, Foundational Black American is not a group. It is not an organization. There are no leaders for Foundational Black Americans. A lineage cannot have a leader. And they know they didn't put my name in there because usually they were trying to imply I'm the leader, but they knew not to put my name in there. They knew not to just straight up lie like that because that would be libelous. I'm not the leader of anything. Never claimed to be, never implied to be. And if anybody says it, they're telling a bald-faced lie, which is why you should not vote for parties who just sit up and lie to you all the time. That's the reason why you don't rock with the Democrats like that. If we're going to get white supremacy, just let us get some honest white supremacy. I don't want the Democrats sitting up in our faces lying all day. Everything is a damn lie. But they always falsely link FBA, a lineage, to ADOS, a failed organization. And they do that because the Democrats hope to collapse the unique, unshakable identity of foundational Black Americans into a defunct framework that they already know they know how to neutralize. They know how to ADOS has been co-opted. They're basically Democrat shields, so nobody takes them seriously. They've already been co-opted. They're not taken seriously whatsoever. Did y'all see the ADOS folks? They put out a book and it was talking about how reparations should be dispersed. And it was like the reparations should go through them. It should go to their little organization. They set up something where it goes through them and then they distribute it. It's some real janky ass shit, man. I might have to do a whole broadcast on that, but it's so damn janky. Nobody's rocking with them or none of their ideologies. Nobody's rocking with that. You understand? But the thing is, the Democrats know how to play this game to try to conflate the two. If the public thinks that foundational Black Americans and ADOS are both organizations, that's their way to try to discredit it. You see? And that's what they want to do to undermine lineage-based political demands. See, the foundational Black American renaissance that we're having, it emphasizes lineage-specific reparations and policies. And that threatens the whole multicultural coalition strategy of the Democrats. See, by muddying the water and mislabeling foundational Black Americans as some type of group, what they want to do is try to delegitimize the demands of the lineage. You understand? While not having to directly reject them. So they try to create a straw man framework and then attack their straw man. Yeah. Also, they want to protect their immigration first agenda. See, the grassroots advocacy for the foundation of Black American influencers, man, it has challenged the prioritization of the immigrants. See, we're doing Black targeted resources. We're talking about Black targeted scholarships, Black targeted tangibles, Black targeted representation. The Democrats, they are heavily reliant on um, putting immigrants above us in order to neutralize us. That's the whole con game. The whole con game is to use immigrants as buffers against us. You understand? So us being on this lineage thing, well, they got to try to get in front of it. They got to try to neutralize it. They have to discredit it as much as they can. And also with the Black grassroots, the foundation of Black American grassroots, they want to neutralize the power of unbought Black voices. See, you guys, you haven't been bought by nobody. We haven't been bought. We're not bought by nobody. We're not tied to any political party. We're not tied to none of the DNC money. We ain't tied to no NGOs. We don't have no corporate backers. Like, no, we ain't got none of that stuff. And that scares the establishment because they're used to buying influence. You understand? Remember, these people spent over $1 billion, probably more. They spent billions of dollars trying to get Kamala Harris. These folks was getting Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce. None of that stuff is cheap. These people pulled out all the stops and got crushed still because of you, the Black grassroots. That's the real power. You understand, family? They don't like that. They don't like a voting bloc thinking for themselves. That's too powerful. They're losing all kind of money. So you better believe they're going to try their best to infiltrate the grassroots movements that we got going on. They're going to try to co-opt. They're going to try to send folks in to undermine. We're going to see more hit pieces like we're seeing. You see? And what they want to do, they want to get in front of a political Black breakaway. See, the renaissance that we're having as foundational Black Americans, that represents a growing class of politically aware Black Americans who are willing to abandon both parties if the lineage is ignored. And the Democrats, they see this as a massive political liability. So they gotta smear the movement. They gotta smear it, poison the well, just say a bunch of bullshit and try to discourage other people from thinking independently. So that's some COINTELPRO stuff. And also what they want to do, a lot of young people are recognizing their foundational Black American lineage, man. And that's what they really don't want. The young folks are on that. You go to TikTok, a lot of the young brothers and sisters on TikTok, Instagram are recognizing and shouting out their foundational Black American lineage. And now these young voters are questioning the Democrat narratives. So they really got to start targeting foundational Black American influencers. They got to try to scare or embarrass young voters back into compliance because a lot of these people are looking for answers outside of the DNC approved talking points. You're not scaring people like you used to, you see? And they got to blur the line between authentic and manufactured movements. See, by doing all of that ADOS slash FBA, they're deliberately trying to cause confusion. And then they're going to start sending more of their actual turf activists out here to parrot our words and our narratives. That's why a lot of people were questioning that whole Amanda Seal thing. She was sounding like the foundation of Black American grassroots. So that kind of raised everybody's antennas. A lot of a lot of the Democrats are using our talking points while trying to discredit the grassroots movement at the same time. You see? So what they want to do, man, they really want to slow the momentum of this cultural awakening that's happening right now. The rise of this foundational Black American Renaissance, it represents more than politics. This is a cultural, historical, and spiritual awakening, and they know it, and it's powerful. These people are looking at the algorithms. They're seeing how popular and how powerful this thing is. That's why everybody's talking about it. Everybody's discussing this thing. Everybody's talking about foundational Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, and they can't really control the narrative like they want to, because they didn't create the narrative. This didn't come from the top. This came from the bottom. It's hard to control it's really hard to control the grassroots. When things come about the mud, it's hard to kind of, when it's out there, it's hard to get in front of it because the momentum is there. It's hard to get in front of it. So now what they have to do, they try to kind of get in on the back end and try to put in their own people to mimic the words and mirror the words so they can control that. Just like with hip hop, for example, hip hop came out of the mud. When people say, well, white people control hip hop, no, they don't. They control the music industry. No, the streets still control hip hop. The streets still control what direction hip hop is going to go in. The streets still control what's going to be the next dance, what's going to be the latest fashion craze, what's going to be the latest slang, what's going to be the latest rap style. The streets still control that. That's one thing the corporate sector, they can't really get in front of. They can only follow the trend. You understand? They can only follow the trend. Now, they can look at a trend and then implement their own people in there to mimic the trend and then control the people that they put in, but they're not controlling the narrative, so to speak. It's still coming out of the mud, you see. So a lot of grassroots movements, it's hard for them to control them. They just have to kind of get behind it and then co-opt it, just like with the Black Lives Matter movement. That was our good brothers Darren Seal, all those good brothers out of Ferguson who was really stomping the yard early. Then all of a sudden you got these Democrat operatives who showed up to Ferguson and St. Louis who didn't nobody know. And then they started co-opting a lot of the energy. And they were sent in by the Democrats. And remember, those folks were out here trying to discredit all of those AstroTurf activists who were sent in by the DNC. They were trying to discredit the real grassroots riders. They were trying to discredit me. They were trying to discredit some of the other people who were boots on the ground. That's their job, to go in, try to discredit the real riders, and then say, look, everybody needs to look to us. We are the real leaders. And then they start doing all that shit where they get fake arrested and all that nonsense. So we have to understand the game they play. And also, the article that I read, it was getting into that whole foundational Black American ADOS, low key MAGA, and that's another one of them DNC talking points. That's a shaming tactic. You notice, and that comes from the top. And anytime we criticize the Democrats, their go to is, well, you must be MAGA. And that's a shaming tactic and a deception tactic that comes from the top. They do false binaries, and that's like a form of emotional manipulation. See, Democrats, they frame the political landscape as a binary. Either you're voting Democrat or you're MAGA. So when they oversimplify it like that, that creates like a psychological thing, and it's supposed to discourage critical thinking. That's supposed to trap Black voters in a false choice between loyalty to a flawed party or alignment with racism, white supremacy. And that type of emotional framing, that's designed to weaponize fear. That's designed to shame and prevent you, the voters, from thinking independently. And also that MAGA labeling, that's like a cultural guilt trip, accusing dissenting Black voters of being aligned with MAGA. That's meant to basically socially isolate them. And that paints independent thinkers as traitors to the Black collective. So that taps into a deep cultural memory of community survival through unity. But that's a con game from the DNC because it's a shaming tactic. By calling people who don't want to go along with the Democrats' bullshits, calling them MAGA, the Democrats, they really avoid addressing the real critiques about reparations, immigration, policing. They don't want to address really what they're doing, and they're not listening to your voices. You know how disrespectful that is? That's a way to disrespect you. When you tell the Democrats, hey man, I got some concerns about if you want me to vote, I got some concerns about this immigration thing, man. I got some concerns about the lack of tangibles that you're giving us. Oh, yeah, you MAGA. You sound like MAGA. If you're gonna vote for Trump, say that. You know how disrespectful that is? That's a form of just disrespect. It's like shut up and vote. And if you don't shut up and vote, I'm gonna shame you. That shows the level of respect that they have for the black voters. That's why they're losing. Yeah? That's extremely disrespectful. Instead of offering policy solutions, you try to guilt trip and use forced loyalty without any kind of accountability. That's trying to y'all trying to do a power jump on us, and you're trying to suppress our demands, and you're not doing no real changes out here. You're just trying to browbeat us into going along with your horse shit. And we're not doing that. And them trying to weaponize Trump's image as a deflection tool. Yeah, we know what Trump does. Yeah, he's like a rhetorical scarecrow. Whenever black voters, we express any kind of dissatisfaction, the Democrats and their operatives, they start talking about Trump and MAGA as a way to deflect so that we won't address what's really going on. And when they start talking about all the racism, yeah, look at all the racism Trump is doing, racism, Trump doing a whole bunch of racist stuff. Yeah, we know that. We know that. We know what's going on out there in DC. They're going to really run this DC thing. We see what's going on. We see black folks are being targeted, innocent black people. We're speaking about it. That's on the grassroots. We've been speaking about it. Most of us are not MAGA. The majority of us not MAGA. I didn't vote for no damn Trump. I didn't vote for nobody. I voted for the couch. Nobody was giving tangible, so I didn't give no vote. So I can critique both parties. But what the Democrats are not going to do, you're not going to sit here and point your finger. What's going on in DC with black people being targeted? The Democrats, really the top brass, they're kind of silent about the black people being targeted. Yeah, they don't really want to alienate the white swing voters. So these Democrat leaders, they're staying silent when these black communities are being targeted. They're not saying nothing about it. They're not really pushing back on it. Now, when immigrants were being targeted, boy, they jumped up and pushed back. They're not pushing back at all on these black people being targeted. There's no legislative pushback, no oversight hearings on this racialized federal policing. The Democrats, they got the power to hold oversight hearings. Listen, don't let the Democrats fool you. They got the power right now. They could introduce bills right now to say, hey, you know what? Black American citizens are going to be protected. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. They're doing it for immigrants. Whenever these immigrants are being targeted, boy, they introduce all types of legislative bills and all this stuff to say, hey, you can't do that to them. Oh, you got to protect them. Oh, they can't be targeted. Oh, you shouldn't take them here. You're splitting up their families. You're doing this. The Democrats are not saying nothing about the black people being targeted, the innocent black people being targeted. Yeah. Now, when the Republicans, they deploy federal resources to monitor, to crack down on, quote, crime in black cities, the Democrats don't follow up with no investigation into the constitutionality or the racial impact of these actions. Yeah, because the Democrats are on board with it. They're not defending the black community from state overreach. They're still doing the benign neglect. The Democrats are just as complicit. That's why they can't wag their finger. The Democrats are just as complicit. And remember, the Democrats like to adopt that tough on crime messaging. with Biden, the Biden crime bill. They know how to get those white swing voters. So rather than then condemning the Trump rhetoric that paints black communities as lawless and saying that we're deserving of federal suppression, many of these Democrats echo that tough on crime language themselves so they can avoid being labeled soft. Remember, we see what's going on in Cincinnati right now. I put up a video in Cincinnati, Democrat city, Democrat mayor, Democrat chief of police, Democrat ass city. Black folks were out there defending themselves from some suspected white supremacists who instigated a fight. Um, they finally charged the white man, the suspected white supremacist who instigated the fight, but they gave him a little janky misdemeanor charge. He was the one who started everything. And there was so much public demand for him to be punished too, so they just gave him the most janky bullshit charge they can give him, some little misdemeanor, where all the black folks was getting felonies. They were giving the black folks um, inciting riot charges. They were giving them all types of charges. He should get the same thing. And the people are saying, well, how come he ain't getting an inciting riot charge? He started everything. So again, the Democrats and the Republicans, they both do this thing where they over police and over punish black people. This is why they're quiet about what's happening in DC right now. So yeah, the Democrats, they're not acknowledging that historical use of federal power to basically suppress black society. The Democrats, they never connect that federal targeting of black neighborhoods and the long history of COINTELPRO and the lynchings and all of that. They never make that correlation. They get that historic amnesia, and then they allow the alt-right types to weaponize federal power under the guise of public safety. You see. And black cities like DC, they use them as political props without Democrat protection. If you talk to the brothers and sisters in DC, they've always had these federal jump out boys shaking them down. This ain't nothing new. It's just Trump was just very honest about it. He ain't doing it on the low. He's doing it on a massive scale. But they've been doing this jump out boy with these feds jumping out on innocent people in DC. They've been doing that under the Democrats too. That's why the Democrats are kind of not really saying nothing, because they do the exact same thing. You see? So it's a new day. People are waking up and we're just not going for the old okey doke. Yeah, we got a lot. I just noticed how many people we got in here. Shout out to everybody in here. We got a lot of people in here. Much respect to everybody in here. Let me get some calls in here, family. Let's talk to you. Let's talk to JJ. JJ, hop on, sir.
Hey, what's up,
How you doing, Jay?
man? I'm good.
Oh, my man, what's on your mind?
Uh, I mean, so I got a question for you.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
So,
JJ.
what part do you like, Democrat or Republican?
What should you what?
Are you Democratic or Republican? Well,
Neither one. I'm not aligned with any party.
mm-hmm. So, I mean, but you say you voted for Trump, right?
No, I didn't vote for Trump.
No, you didn't vote for Trump.
No, I didn't. What makes you think that?
Because of the for like the last 3 months or 2 months, you say Trump is a better president.
But where did I say I voted for Trump? I never said that.
No, you say the Trump is a better president.
No, I just said
You
he's better
praise
than.
it.
I said he was better than
No,
Kamala. And I didn't vote for him.
Hmm?
I said he was better than Kamala, but I didn't vote for neither one.
Okay, but who you say he's better than Cameron?
Kamala, yes.
Uh, I don't think so.
Did you vote for Kamala?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she lost very badly.
Uh, I mean, I think the reason why she lost is because she didn't get enough time for the campaign.
No, she had enough time. She was trash. Her policies were trash, and the black grassroots weren't feeling her. So we made her crash and burn. Right?
No, no, she didn't get enough time. That's
Oh,
why.
she had enough time.
I
She was
think that's.
vice president. So she had enough. People knew what she was about. Nothing. She was about nothing. So yeah, I know why you voted for her. You're clearly an immigrant, Jay. Are you Asian, Jay?
No, I'm not Asian. No.
What kind of accent is that? Where the hell are you from?
Hmm?
That accent, man. You not Asian? Where are you from with that accent?
Uh, no, no, no. I don't want to say that.
Man, stop. Will y'all please stop being ashamed of your homeland? It's okay. You here now. You're over here. We're taking care of you. You good. So where you from, man? Where you
So
from,
what do you
JJ?
think about the? Huh?
I no. What do you think about where you from? Where you from? Don't skirt that. Where you from? Stop being ashamed of your homeland. Where you from, Jay?
Uh, I'm from East Africa, so that's it.
What part of East Africa?
Oh, come on. No, no. Let's skip that. No, no.
Man, why are y'all so ashamed of your homeland, man?
No, so what do you think the Donald Trump is
I
doing
don't
in
care,
DC?
dude. You're
Is
too
that
ashamed. I just really can't have a conversation with somebody who's ashamed.
no, no.
You're ashamed, and
Uh
yeah, you sound like you're Asian. You're probably from in Indonesia somewhere. I don't even think you're from
no,
East
I'm
Africa.
not from Asia, bro.
Yeah,
No, no, no.
that
I'm not.
accent is not no East African accent, dude. That's not an East African
What,
accent. Yo, your ass is from.
what you
Are
mean?
you from Bali somewhere? Where you from, man?
No, I'm from East Africa.
Hey,
I told
you
you that.
from the East Philippines. You sound like Filipino or something, man. Where you from?
No.
All right, Jay. Figure out where you from and call back. I ain't even gonna talk to you. You too ashamed to even name where you from. Good grief. Stop being ashamed of where you from, dude. I'm from East Africa. This dude is from Asia somewhere. I don't think he's from no East Africa. All right, let's get Martin in here. Let's get Brother Martin in here. Y'all raise those hands.
Tariq,
Hey, what's up, Martin? How are you, bro?
just chilling. Yeah, my apologies for not regularly attending college and shit. But yeah, you are absolutely correct. Those goddamn Democrats are the same ones talking about, well, let's do more for the immigrants, but what about the foundationals that built this country?
Right.
They come before anybody else, and it
Mhm.
just makes me mad. Even as somebody with immigrant roots, it just makes me mad to my bones that these goddamn Democrats want to do more for illegals who come to this country to corrupt this system than than the ones that actually built this nation, the foundational copper tone Americans.
Yes.
But yeah, I just hate Democrats with a passion though. But I
Mhm.
didn't vote for nobody either. But like you
Right.
say, if it's gonna be white supremacy, give me all you got.
Yep.
Some is better than hiding it. Like I'll admit what the Republicans doing now, like it's kind of janky and shit, with the DC thing. But hey, that's better than hiding it because, like they say, show your true colors. Democrats piss me off because they hide the true colors, but at least for the Republicans, they're about business. At least they do shit, and at least they actually keep their word. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my take on it, brother Tariq. But yeah, stay blessed. I'm gonna stay in the comments and have a blessed night.
Absolutely. By the way, Martin, when last time you been to Brazil?
Believe it or not, I haven't been there. I was only born here,
Okay.
but I would love to visit there. But yeah,
Do you speak
yeah, when
Portuguese? Can you speak Portuguese?
nah, not really.
Okay.
I could speak. Yeah, I only English though. But yeah, when I do get big in life, I won't forget you. Like, if you still have your museum, I want to donate though.
No
Like, make a
doubt.
huge donation when I get big, because I aspire to be like a media entrepreneur, like a Ted Turner or Byron Allen here in
Yeah.
Atlanta. He's here in Atlanta with the Weather Channel. But yeah, I'm
Oh,
in
yeah.
college for computer science and journalism. I'm trying to get both those degrees because I want to do something with like AI content and shit. Because with AI content creation, you need both tech and media skills.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, brother.
Oh, my man. But good luck to you, man, and more power to you, man. Hope you do your thing. Yes, indeed. That's our Brazilian brother. He's here. He was born here, but his family's Brazilian. I see if the brother spoke Portuguese. Portuguese is a hard language. Let me see who else we got. Y'all raise the hands. What's up, Yoshi? I see you. Cousin Jerry in the building. Stroke. What's up, Stroke?
Hey, what's good, Flex? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, Stroke. What's going on with you?
Man, listen, man. I just want to tell you, man, you're doing great work, champ.
I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate that.
Man, you really are, man. Listen, I'm from the city. I'm from DC.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to kind of fill in some blanks for a couple of things I've heard people say here over the last couple of weeks listening to you. I used to hustle down by the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
There's a neighborhood over there called James Creek in Southwest. And when I was a kid, I used to be around there.
Yeah.
And that part of the city, when you talk about where the Capitol is, Pennsylvania Avenue, no crimes going on over there, man.
Right.
Zero.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, most of the guys that we were serving back in the days was coming off the K Street corridor. And they told me that they had something set up where they ain't even getting looked at by the police if they're coming off the K Street corridor. You know what I'm saying? Like any place that's around K Street, Pennsylvania Avenue, anything down below M Street. If you actually work around that area, the police ain't even looking at you. They looking at people coming into that area. If you're from around there and live there, you're not even getting touched by the police at all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just wanted to tell you too, man, that all those police that you see in these videos and stuff, they're not from the city. They're from Virginia.
Oh, okay.
They import these jokers, and they've been importing them since Barry left office, man. When he left, they kicked out all the police that was from the city because of the vibe that they had with the young people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they started bringing in cops from Lower Alexandria, even as far as Richmond, because of the fact that they knew that they didn't have any ties from the community. Nobody knew them from the city. They ain't know nothing about the DC culture, nothing like that. So basically, they could, round up all of us and throw us up at Lawton without any qualms, because of the police that was there under Barry, they basically would, they understood how the streets was. And
right. And they were from the area.
100 Flex, yeah.
Did you see the video recently? There's a video, I want to say it's in Baltimore. I know it's somewhere over there in that area, but it was a black cop, and the people from the community knew who he was, and they were clowning him. They were like, he was a nerd, he was a punk in school, and he was kind of arguing back and forth. Did you see that video?
I didn't see that video, Flex. I didn't see
Okay,
that one.
okay. But some people know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there was a video with this brother, and thank you for the call, by the way, Stroke. Thank you. But some of y'all might have seen the video. The brother, he's a cop, and they were like, "Man, we went to school with you, man. You were a weenie." They were just going back and forth with him. They were clowning him, not because he was a cop, but he was. They said he was a weenie in school, so he was out there trying to be tough, and they were clowning him. See, this is why they bring in cops from other places, because if cops are stomping down on people and folks know you, hey man, folks will go hit your mama house up, just like in Memphis when those quote black cops jumped on that brother when they beat that brother to death out there in Memphis. I told people early on, I said, nah, they ain't, those cops, they ain't from Memphis. They're not. I think there's some tethering going on, because if they do a move like that and the people know them, and you do a dirty move like that, cats will go see your parents' house. They're gonna go find your mom and your granny or your cousins. They're gonna go regulate on somebody. if you do a move like that and folks know you and your family. So when the trial came out, like I said, the lawyer asked the main cop who was involved in the beating. They were like, "Hey, where are you from?" Like, "Connecticut." And the cop, "No, no, no." The lawyer was like, "No, where's your family from?" Like, "Jamaica." Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, so they get these people to do the dirty work who ain't from there. That's very important for them to get people who are not from the community to do all the dirty work. Let's get A. Edgar Hoover.
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, brother?
Not much, man. Just listen to you dice these dudes up, man. This shit is hilarious.
Yes, sir.
But I had one question, man, and you probably better suited to answer this. You hear a lot about black folks carrying things down from ancestors, were inherited violent, and whatever the case may be, whatever racial tropes they put out there. But nobody ever puts emphasis on the mindset of the children who come from slave masters, the people who did the raping and the killing, the fact that they got no mental therapy, they got nothing for it. They
Mm.
just did all that, made children, created a system, maintained it, passed it on, and they just kept making children. But the emphasis is always on us, or the onus is always on black folks to somehow behave the right way, or nobody does crime. Nobody in the black community can do crime ever.
It goes deeper than that. You don't even have to go all the way to slavery. Remember those lynching pictures from,
Absolutely.
yeah, the all those white people and white children sitting up there smiling at black people,
Smiling in the background. Yep.
right, hanging from trees. Many of them people are still alive.
Yeah.
These people are still here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we got to really understand that and put that in perspective. Thank you for the call, brother. But no, even in the 1960s, all the white people yelling at black kids, these people are still alive. When people talk about, and I hate when the tethers be like, "What the you got civil rights because the white people were nice to you niggas." No, we got civil rights because we got tired of the bullshit and we stood on business. Don't let them fool you to think that it was a bunch of white people just decided to wake up one day and no, it was the white supremacists running around here yelling at kids who were being integrated in schools. Y'all go back and look at some of that footage from the 60s when the little black girls are going to school in Little Rock and all of these other places. All these grown ass white women, the snow bunnies, because it was mainly white women up there yelling at these girls and calling them the N word. White women and white men, but the white women were very vocal. Yeah, don't let the white women try to do that feminist stuff, girl power. No, them white women were shouting down them little black girls, calling them all types of N words, throwing stuff at them, hostile. What's that very famous picture of the sister? I think she was in high school. I forget the names. I'm old, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And she's walking to school, and there's a bunch of white women behind her yelling. Yeah, these people were very hostile and demonic. Yeah, they're still alive. These people are still alive today. Their children are still alive. That same satanic mindset has been passed down. Don't let nobody fool you. But we got to stop being afraid to just say it. Yeah, that mindset didn't really go anywhere. Max, hop in, Max. Maximilian. Mr. Maximilian, hop on in, sir. All right, Maximilian ain't saying nothing. So we're going to get Juan. Let's get Juan in the building. Mr. Juan Gusto. All right.
Hey, what's going on?
Sound like you're working, driving a
You
truck.
here? Yeah, I am. What's going on, Flex?
I'm good, man. What's on your mind?
Oh man, calling from the Natty. But yeah, you right. You right. You was talking about Talking about some old racists back in the day in them pictures. You remember they was talking about the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones.
Oh yeah,
Remember they said they said it was a picture of him back in them days back in Arkansas. So yeah,
right. Yelling at the
you right.
kids. He back there. They talking about he was just yeah,
Yeah, when you had Stephen A. Smith was defending that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah. So you right, you right. They still living, they still walking, they still around like they on the plantation.
right.
Yeah,
These are
you right.
the team right now. Yeah, these are the people working the media. These are the old white people running the media. These are the old white people running corporations now with that who are out there yelling at people during Jim Crow. So we got to really understand where that mindset transformed to. Tampa Bay. What's up, Tampa Bay?
What up, brother?
How you doing, Tampa?
I'm doing all right. I just wanted to bring up the fact that it was grown white women screaming at little baby Ruby Bridges too
Right,
on her
right.
too. And she was in kindergarten. Big grown ass white broad you know what? I ain't gonna say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a whole baby and she just had a birthday not too long ago. She is well and alive.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She had a birthday not too long ago. Happy belated birthday to her.
Yes, indeed. Respect to her. Yes, they had to have federal guards walk that little girl to school, man.
Baby.
Yeah.
Big grown as racist whiteies after a baby, bro.
Yeah.
And that was the first Shiloh Hendrix.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Thing for the white supremacists, boy, they hate the fact that federal troops were used to protect those kids. Boy, they hate that. That's a bug in their ass. Boy, the white supremacists, you want to know what they despise? So they sit up here and talk about, oh, yeah, the federal troops on the Negroes. Oh, federal troops, federal troops. Boy, they hate a federal troop on them. But they were salty. They're salty about that to this day, that those federal troops were protecting those children from them. They looked at that as treason. They were real mad about that. How dare you use federal troops against us for those? They've always had a bug in their ass about that. You see, even when they're doing wrong, they feel like the federal government is not supposed to put them in check. Just like with that old Randy Weaver and Ruby Ridge, where the federal government gets into shootouts with these white supremacists. They don't like that. They do not like the federal government regulating their asses. They got a real bug in their ass about it, but they love the federal government being thrown on us, innocent black people. Yeah. So yeah, the hypocrisy there. That's why I don't do the racial double standard.
What up? You know what it is. You better get you some root work at rootworkstyle.com.